There will be no school tomorrow in the entire territory of Cameroon because teachers will be going on strike. This has been happening in Cameroon throughout this period. And many people, the government of Cameroon, will be struggling by all possible means to please the teachers or to quiet them or to do some kind of terrible things in order to stop them from coming out to demand for what rightful belongs to them. And we saw some kind of political issue coming into the teaching field, into the educational sector, where some teachers were forcefully transferred to interior, remote area because they stood ahead in order to demand for better working conditions and the payment of their salaries. And this is exactly what is going on in Cameroon. And today, 9th of October 2023, the teachers in Cameroon declared that parents should keep their children home, that if you send them to school, nobody will be there to teach them because they will go on strike. And then we heard the minister, the government of Cameroon is sat, and then they have taken some kind of decision, but teachers still insist that they will go on strike. And we heard on a video circulating on social media where the Minister of Secondary Education talked about what the government has done. And then she also went ahead to maybe provoke the teachers because he told them that they are not the only civil servant that the government is taking care of. That those who complained, their last complaint, government struggled by all possible means to pay the salary of some teachers. And then the question I'm asking here on TFA Talking Point is, why were they keeping their salaries? That is one of the questions, because we see most of the teachers that are crying. We saw one teacher last year who came out crying that he has been teaching for 60 months without any salary. Every period he has to travel to Yaoundé, demand for salary. They keep on pushing and pushing and pushing until he came out together with other teachers before the government paid the money. This is the main issue. If the minister is saying that teachers are not the only civil servant that the government is taking care of, meaning she is comparing education with other domains or department in Cameroon. Education is the foundation of all nations. When education fails, the nation will fail totally, because the education deals with the future leaders, deal with children. So if they are frustrated because of a poor governance, then obviously the future will be frustrated. That these are the things that they have to take into consideration. If you want to be a nation, the first thing you have to do is to implement better educational policy where teachers will be well taken care of. Teachers should not every blessed year they are out demanding for better working condition. And the government is not looking into it. They prefer taking money to organize parties at the presidency or at the level of the ministry, delegation, and the governor level. They prefer buying luxurious vehicles. They prefer taking money to host conferences in hotels, paying the hotels. In their different ministry, there are conference halls. Yet they prefer going out luxurious places at the detriment of education. That is the foundation of all nations. And when teachers are frustrated, pupils and students will be frustrated. And when they are frustrated, the future will be frustrated. Teachers should not be compared with other civil servants. Teachers should be taken care of, well taken care of. They should have a better working condition. And most of the things they are demanding are not even for themselves. Salary is just part of it. Allowances are just part of it. The main issue that they are complaining, overcrowded classroom. And this overcrowded classroom, the impact and the effect of it is upon the pupils, because they will not be well taught. And finally they will receive half education. And finally they will become frustrated, and the future will be frustrated. And that is what is very difficult to have the Cameroon that we want, because people are not well taught. They receive half education, answer naming part of trees and part of animals, and then they say they are so intelligent. They have A in ordinary levels. They have A's in advanced level. They came out first class at the university. But what? They cannot produce anything. They cannot do anything because in hurry, after giving the teacher salary, the school year is remaining maybe 6 months. And then the teacher will hurry over everything just for the sake of exam. And then they will write the exam and they will pass the exam. They fail the exam of life. And that is what Cameroonians find it difficult to succeed in life. Cameroonians find it difficult to make it in life. That is why in Cameroon we have PhD holders who are every day traveling to Yaoundé. Some are sleeping outside, demanding for government to recruit them. That is why we have PhD holders in agriculture, but they don't have farm. They want to teach and students in school so that they will be naming part of trees. That is what we have PhD holders in business, but yet they don't have even a small cure for themselves. It is terrible, and this is where the frustration is coming from because teachers are frustrated. Finally, they will frustrate the pupils and the students, and finally the whole system will be frustrated. And then in a hurry, they will teach only what the children can remember very fast. And life will be left out. Morality will be left out. And then that is why we see all these educated professors seated as minister, and all they can do is to embezzle, to corrupt, and to mismanage public funds. That is what we have people today, that they don't know how to monitor anything. But they are there as contractor, supervisor. They cannot do anything because all they are seeing in the field is not what they were taught in school, because the educational system was frustrated by the government of Cameroon. Stop giving government officials cars. You look at what they gave to regional council, a councillor. One person, they gave a vehicle that is up to more than 50 million francs CFA. How many councillors are there? There are more than 2,000 of them. And then each person having a vehicle of 50 million francs. And then children are learning in a class without benches. Children are learning in classes without roof. When rain is falling, no school on that day. I am in support of teachers going on strike. 100% support. If the government cannot do it today, you are receiving salary, you are receiving allowances as government officials. You are not paying electricity bill, you are not paying water bills, you are not paying house rent. The government is paying it on your behalf. The person that is going directly to impact life in the society, teach the children, he is not receiving even his or her salary that rightful belongs to. And you are sending the person right to the northern, maybe from the northwest region to the northern part of Cameroon, or from the south region to the far north region. And the person has to spend at least 50 to 100,000 just for transportation. And then you are asking the person to go without any money, no salary. You ask the person to go sit there and be teaching. And when they will be begging, they say teachers are frustrated people. And people will not like to become teachers. They have to leave that far north region to travel to Yaoundé in order to demand for their salary. What a wickedness. And then you stand openly and say that they are not the only civil servant that government is taking care of. It is a shame that we keep on frustrating the educational system. And then to the government of Cameroon under the leadership of President Paul Biya, it is not that they don't know what to do. They know what to do. But because they have been using illiteracy in Cameroon as a weapon to remain in power, that is why they want all Cameroonians to remain illiterate, to be illiterate, or to receive partial education. They don't know their left from their right. The only thing they know is the history, naming part of trees, part of fish. Somebody will study things in school that they don't. They cannot even practice it in the field. You go and somebody with PhD in agriculture, the only thing you can know is name of tree and their scientific names. You don't know how to cultivate a particular crop. No. And then you want to go to school and teach. The government is benefiting from it, but frustrating the future. And that is why I am 100% supporting the teachers who will tomorrow go on strike. Let parents keep their children home. The government should do what right to give to the teachers what rightful belongs to them. They talk about allowances. yet nobody is receiving it. I know truly that some teachers abuse that area. They took allowance for research, but none of them have gone on research. But give to those who can go. Monitor them and supervise them. You have delegates in the field. They should monitor. Those who are not using the money for the right thing should be punished. Not that all the teachers should be punished. If a teacher graduates today, he should not be posted without a salary because he needs money. He or she needs money to travel around and do certain things. A teacher will be teaching for 6-7 months without any salary. Up to 60 months without any salary. And every day you are there in the field, marking and checking whether he is or she is present. If he's not present for 1 month or for 3 days, you will send it to Yaoundé or to the governor office, and the governor will punish the person. Teachers, stand and fight for what's rightful.